university worker and a UAW member. Both also a fellow Latina that's fighting for workers' rights, that's fighting for healthcare justice, and fighting for housing for our very beloved Queens neighborhood. So I'm so thrilled to stand here today to endorse Claire Valdez for Assembly for District 37 because we need a fighter in the State Assembly. Listen, I've been there a few years now, and I know what it takes to get the work done, and we need someone who has the passion, the smart, the dedication, and the commitment and voice. To raise their voice and make sure that the voice of the workers and the voice of the community are heard in the Assembly chamber, and I know we're going to get that done. So I'm proud to be here. I thank you all for showing up and getting out there. We're going to get it on the ballot. Let's get this done. Woo! Oh, and I want to mention over the amazing Councilmember Jen. We overlap in Ridgewood, and I also represent Bushwick and Williamsburg in Brooklyn. I'm a Queens girl, born and raised, not too far from here, and I understand acutely well what the residents of Ridgewood have been receiving as far as leadership and what they deserve. Claire is someone with integrity, someone who centers people and el pueblo always. Claire is someone that we can trust. She's been organizing for a long time. She has been out there getting to know and understand tenants' issues, child care issues. I know that Claire is going to go up to Albany and be someone that we can be proud of, not someone that we have to cringe about. And there's a lot to do in Albany. There's a lot to do in our home districts as well. And Claire's got a whole broad coalition of people, of union, of volunteers backing her up. And that says a lot because to run for office, to be a woman and a woman of color is incredibly hard. So the work that she's doing already since beginning her campaign says a lot about her work ethic, about the movement behind her, and about how we will win come June. So I'm so excited to endorse her and continue to work with her. And let's send Claire up to Albany so she can work for us because we know that we deserve good votes in Albany.
And I am delighted to endorse Claire Valdez for New York State Assembly. Let me tell you actually a word about where I just was, because it really kind of has me excited about the kinds of things Claire's going to be able to do. I'm coming from an assembly this morning of young Latino high school students who are part of this thing called PRILI, the Puerto Rican Hispanic Youth Leadership Institute, from high schools all across the 5 boroughs. And for the last 8 weeks, they've been meeting all day on Saturday because next weekend they're going up to Albany as part of the Somos conference, and they're going to take part in a youth leadership assembly of young Latino leaders from all across New York State. And they're like so inspiring. They've been practicing their bills and their speeches, and they're following all the assembly protocols. So they'll be able to give me some lessons on like how you stand and wave. And the 3 bills that they are preparing to like fight for and support are a bill to confront and end discriminatory discipline policies in our New York City public schools, where young people of color are disciplined, suspended dramatically more than their white peers. The Access to Representation Act to make sure that immigrants, when they are facing deportation or other proceedings, have representation. And third, and the one that they actually were like most passionate about, is would be a state law that would make it so that New York State will not participate in and will not allow for-profit immigrant detention in New York State or with anyone from New York State. And you should have heard these young people talking passionately about how immoral it is to incarcerate for profit. So I was excited to tell them I'm going to endorse Latina for a state assembly, who I can tell you even without asking with her, is going to be a strong supporter of every one of those three bills and fight for that vision that these young people are building for themselves and fighting for in Albany. And the other thing about Claire that I'm just so excited to be out here supporting is, boy, how great is it to send a labor organizer to the New York State Assembly? This is such an important moment for doing that. I was out earlier this week with UAW 2320, not Claire's local, but a great UAW Region 9A local with the Mobilization for Justice workers who are out on strike. And they built an amazing wall-to-wall union, which doesn't just have the lawyers in one local and the service workers in another, but a really powerful wall-to-wall union standing up for each other across MFJ, which is why 93% of them voted for the strike authorization. And we saw how much organizing matters this week in this really good framework agreement that the Starbucks Workers United won. I'm really excited about something that there's just this idea that people have that organizing those giant national corporations can fight back against and oppose unionization is impossible, and these folks have been sticking with it. We were proud through the New York City Pension Fund to have their backs to sponsor the resolution last year at the annual general meeting, which 52% of investors voted to call on the company to do right by its workers. It's the organizing that matters the most, but when people act in solidarity, really remarkable things happen. And there's so much that Claire is going to be able to do, bringing those labor organizer skills to Albany. First, being an organizer is just good skills for getting people together to win elections and then win important policy fights. But there is so much that Albany can do on workers' rights. This is a neighborhood that has a lot of deliveristas, for example, or a lot of gig workers. We don't need to allow the gig companies to continue to exploit them. We have to fix our laws in ways that would actually better protect workers. I got to say, we were proud in New York City Council to pass some groundbreaking legislation, but there are states around the country, California, that are actually surpassing what New York is doing in creating the legal platform that enables workers to organize, to have protections, to thrive, to have their freedom of association respected, to bargain collectively, to lift all workers' standard of living, and nothing will be better for advancing the possibility for change, to make it possible for New York State to be genuinely lift up all workers, than to have a labor organizer like Claire.
Woo! Yeah!
All right. And so now let's give it up for actually my instructions well. Let's give a big Sunnyside Arch welcome as they get out there and petition for the next New York State Assembly member from Queens, Claire Valdez.
Woo! Let's go!
Hi everyone, my name is Claire Valdez.
You are, you.
It's me, it's you. And I am here because I'm running for state assembly in Sunnyside, Long Island City, Woodside, Nassau, and Ridgewood, my little neighborhood there. And I am very sad about Latina and an artist and a UAW member and organizer in local Connecticut. And what I can say as a UAW member is that my life was completely changed when I joined my union. For most of my adult life, and for most of my life in New York, we struggled to make it. We struggled to make it. We struggled to maintain my body. We struggled to maintain not 7 days a week. I know the cost, and I know the more. And when we organize together, we can win the things that working people deserve, people that we deserve. We can win a share of the abundance that we help create in New York City. And that's why I'm running for office. Running for office because my union showed me what solidarity is. I want the solidarity of 500 of my coworkers, and I want to see them too. Every single New Yorker, every single Queens resident deserves a seat at the table so they can demand the things that they want. I'm so profoundly proud and humbled to be sharing this stage with Jen, with Brad, with JGR, because they've been champions for working families here in New York City and in New York State for years. Jen has been fighting for the health care that parents and children deserve in New York City.
Yeah.
and she's been leading with true care and intention and heart, and it's just like a really. Are you nursing me? And it's so wonderful to have your support and to share our part of Richmond together. I'm so excited to be up here with our comptroller, Brett Lander, who has been not just fighting for a livable New York for all workers, but has truly been a friend to labor and to unions. He, as you just said, was on the picket line for my sister local just last week, and he's been on picket lines all over the city. The first time I met Brad was on a practice picket for local state or local mascot during the practice picket summer, and I know that he stands for we are building a coalition here to win this campaign, and beyond that, to win the things that we're going to need. To win food cause eviction, to win the New York Health Act, to win an substitute wage. We're fighting for New York and for rural people because we're the ones who built the city, and it's ours, and we can continue to make it ours. Not billionaires, not Steve, but real estate investors, possible to do. So thankful for your today. We have many, many thousands of students who get to be on the ballot, and I know we can do it because we have a working class movement behind us. So I'm so thrilled to be here doing this thing for all of you. We are building a really world-winning coalition, and I love it. So I don't know if we can do a little chant, maybe a little pump up. Maybe we can do when I say people, you say power. People.
Power! 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 Woo!
For those of you who are petitioning, you can join us by this table here with all of the